Welcome back, everybody. All right, so let's go ahead and let's make another ship here. So we'll go and we'll tab into edit mode. We'll do a simple loop cut. We'll delete the vertices here, just like that. And we'll go and we'll add in a mirror modifier. Looking pretty nifty there. Okay, so let's take a look here. And let's hop into face select mode. We'll move this down and we'll click extrude. Okay, we'll deal with that there. Maybe we make it up a bit higher and then push. And actually, we won't extrude that there. Okay, so first things first, let's let's go and move this in kind of like this. And what are we going to do here? We're going to move this in. Actually, what we'll do is we will do a loop cut. I'm going to make this one a little bit more detailed than the last. Okay, we'll add that in there. And we'll push Alt and we'll kind of move that in just like that. Okay, and I think that actually looks good. Face select, E to extrude, something like that. And we'll go ahead and push the edge select and kind of move that in here. So we got this going here. Now, if we really want to, I think what might work out quite well is if we move all of these faces in just a little bit more. Let's make this wider. Yeah, something like that. Hey, now we're talking here. And we can even go in edge select and move that in just a bit more. Okay. All right, so let's hop into face select mode, and I believe those are all along the same. Yeah, they're flat, aren't they? Yeah, they're flat. Okay. It didn't look flat, but we'll go ahead and we'll push E to extrude, and we'll scale. We'll push E to extrude, and we'll scale that along the Z-axis just a bit. E to extrude, scale it along the Z-axis. E to extrude, scale it along the Z-axis, and we'll tab back into edit mode here, and you can see here. There we go. If you push Z, it does put it into the wireframe there, and we'll scale that there. Scale it along the Z-axis, of course. Scale it along the Z-axis. So you can see where this is going. Scale this along the Z-axis. Scale it along the Z-axis. And that actually looks pretty cool already. And then maybe one more, and we'll just simply scale this along the Z-axis. And there we go. And what we'll do is we'll just move in just a bit, and we will move all of these in just like that, and make sure we get all of them there. So we got this one, and I think that should be it. We'll just simply move that in just like that here. So we got this kind of front thing going on. Yeah, and that looks good. You can see how that edge really makes a difference in there. So that looks pretty cool. If we push Alt and right mouse button, we can kind of move that in just a bit if we really want to. In fact, what might be good is I'm just going to do that here, and I'm going to do a loop cut and make sure that loop cut actually sticks, and we'll just simply move that up there, and there we go. And that you can see the difference that one little edge makes. All right, now we can take a look at the back here, and what I'll do is I will take a loop cut, and I'm going to actually do this right here, loop cut there, and a loop cut something like around there. Okay, yeah, that works well like that. Let's go ahead and let's export or extrude these ones right here, and we can simply move this up just like that here. But I think actually we need a bigger body, so let's just go and let's select all of these faces right here. And sometimes you can get away with Alt mouse button, but sometimes you can't, so you just have to make sure. And we're not going to even extrude this. We're just going to simply move this out here because we need this to be a bigger fuselage. And I think that's probably going to be about good, just like that. All right, let's go ahead. Let's extrude these, and we'll move this up. In fact, we're just going to do that, and then we're going to extrude it just like that. There. Pretty neat and pretty nifty here. Let's go ahead and extrude that right there, and you can see how this is shaping out, and it's working out quite well. If we really wanted to, we can go and add a lot more detail to this. Let's go and you can see here. I'm just going to undo this for a second here, and there we go. So you want to make sure that when I did that Alt mouse button, I actually moved quite a bit back. So let's go ahead and undo that. And we'll just simply do the exact same thing. It'll take a couple seconds here. This plus this, move it up, extrude, there we go. And then we'll extrude this guy here. And if we really wanted to, we could extrude this out and then extrude this guy out, and we'll scale this along the y-axis like that. Actually, let's do that, but let's make it a little bit bigger, more like that. Extrude that along and push, make sure it's along the y-axis there. And that actually looks pretty cool. I think that looks quite neat actually. And what we can do is we can actually move all of these, and we'll simply push extrude, and we'll extrude this part just a bit. Now there's a problem, and the problem is that this isn't flush, so you can just take that in and move it over like that. Yeah, and that one little bump makes a quite a bit of a difference, doesn't it? So what we can do is we can actually add in a couple of other things here. We could let's hop into face select mode, and we can just simply extrude that like this, and that just makes it a little bit, you can see that that adds a little bit of detail here. And while we're here, we're going to extrude that here, and we can scale it in too. If we really wanted to, we could eat extrude and scale that in and move it out just a bit. Eat extrude, right click, scale it in, eat right click, scale it in. And there's too many vertices there. So eat extrude, right click, scale it in, and then extrude it the other way. There we go. And that actually works out quite well. Let's add in another loop cut, something like that. Okay, and we can add in kind of a little door here. Let's hop into face select mode, and we'll just simply select all these, and we'll push extrude just a bit here. Actually, we'll select this one too. Just extrude there. So we got this little door happening there. And if we want to, we can extrude that one there, just not too much, just a little bit. You can see how this is actually working out quite well. Let's go, and what I'm going to do actually here is I'm going to click subdivide, and then I'm going to hop into the edge select. I'm going to move this down, and I'm going to move this over. Hop back into face select mode. I'm going to push E to extrude, and I'm going to make sure it's on the Z axis, and we got this cool little thing coming up here. All right, yeah, it looks pretty cool. Let's go ahead and let's tab into object mode, click apply, and we have a nice little shuttle here. It looks pretty neat. If we really want to, we could try and add in a subdivision surface modifier, although this looks kind of weird personally, and I don't think it looks pretty good. But let's just leave it like this. All right, I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.